Welcome back to the Late Nate Show. Today we are unboxing and trying the Whirley Popcorn Popper, which if you're watching movies, you need a popcorn popper. Before we were just using this, and the problem with this is once it really starts popping, you can't stir it anymore. So then all you're doing is like this. And I got these cool hot hands. I'll put a link if you want to get them. And these are really good for all sorts of things like barbecuing and whatnot. And then also like if you're boiling a chicken and you're deboning it, like you can literally just reach in there and like and pull the meat off. But once this gets too hot, you can't, it's shooting popcorn everywhere and flying butter. So you gotta do one of these numbers. And it's just annoying. And then you burn your pan and it's annoying. This thing, it's got a wooden handle crank like that. And then it keeps the popcorn mixing so it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom. Organic popcorn, you can get the homeless bag. It doesn't come in a box. And it's not that bad. It's like $3. And it's healthier than microwave popcorn, even if it's organic. It's not all organic, only parts of it's organic. So this is cool. Before I was just using this to pop the popcorn. And I would get me one of these little doohickeys. And then you got the butter in there, and then you're stirring the kernels. Once it starts popping, it's going to shoot grease and kernels everywhere. So then you're committed to that. For this next part, I would use these heated gloves. And even with this, it starts getting hot, but you can kind of stir it around and try to keep it from burning, but you still are getting kernels that are burnt. So today, we're saying goodbye to the stainless steel pan. Not forever, just for popping popcorn. And we're going to use this. Hopefully it all came in one piece and it's not damaged. I've been wanting popcorn for quite a while, but I saved it so we can open this and share this moment together. So thank you for being here. See if it comes with assembly required. It doesn't look like it. You got some oxygen absorbers because we don't want oxygen in the box. Anyways, and I'm kind of surprised. I didn't realize it was going to come with that. That's kind of cool. Not exactly healthy probably, but it's kind of cool. Nice of them. We'll say this for a different day, I think, because I'm going to use real butter. Premium popping oil, secretly butter. Not for use in the microwave, but it's probably just about as healthy as the microwavable popcorn. And then you got your little popcorn seasoning. It's actually only that big, but hey, we can't nitpick. I honestly didn't read the fine print. I didn't know it was going to come with this. That's kind of cool of them. So then we got this little cranker here, and it looks like on the inside it's going to be spinning that thing around. I didn't read the directions, nor am I going to read the directions, so just bear with me as I figure this out. Get the plastic off. Here's the directions, I'm assuming. So they got a whole line of products that they're trying to sell. That's cool. But yeah, we're just getting the grocery store no-name organic stuff. It works great. So pretend this is in the lid. You're holding your handle and you're cranking that. That's going to spin this little guy down here, and that's going to get all the kernels on the bottom of the pan moving so they don't get burnt. And then if it does get burnt, who cares, because this is a dedicated pot just for popping popcorn anyways. But I kind of think it's not going to really burn that bad or at all being in this contraption. So you got two snap-on points. You got a snap there and a snap there that's really loud. And then this door, this side doesn't have a snap. I guess that's a good thing, because if you don't read directions, you're just going to wing it. You don't know how much to put in there. And then obviously if it starts getting overflow, it's just going to push that open and the popcorn's going to fall out here, which is probably better than it getting too compact in there, because then you'll burn all your popcorn. So we don't need this anymore. That's kind of nice. And then I also have organic popcorn seasoning and organic popcorn seasoning. One's ranch, one's butter salt. Kind of fun, depends on what mood you're in. I'll put a link for those if you want them. So I've done popcorn quite a few times in the past, and I don't really measure anything. So I'm just gonna say, oh, that's a good enough block. And that's good old yummy.
Wait, we need to wash it.
But before we put the butter in, let's get a little soap and water, because I would never use a brand new machine that hasn't been washed yet. That is disgusting. Get a little dish soap. This is Dawn dish soap. Myers is overpriced, and I don't think it's that amazing. and I grew up on Dawn, so I use Dawn, not sponsored. That's just what I like. It's a stainless steel pot. That was another reason why I picked this one, because it was stainless steel. If you watch, I think it's called Dirty Water. You watch that, you'll see why you don't want Teflon layered stuff that you're cooking in. Especially like a popcorn popping bucket. Like if it's just like the whatever it's called, if it's the nasty chemical sealer stuff, like the pot's gonna burn. Like you're gonna burn popcorn in it, and it's probably gonna increase the chances of those toxic chemicals leaching into your body and giving you the C word. So yeah, stainless steel, that's literally the main only reason why I picked this one over the 20 others that are on Amazon. Same with like there's like air heater or air poppers, which is basically just like a heater with a fan. Same thing with those. They weren't stainless steel, so I didn't want to mess with that. Fairly easy to clean. This seems a little flimsy, so worried about the long-term health of that. But that's just a wire. You could probably just go to your big box hardware store and buy a stainless steel wire when that finally breaks or dies or gets lost. It doesn't come with any spares. Okay, so we're gonna snap it in, and now we're ready for the butter. There's a little bit of water in there, but it'll steam up and fall off. And we'll go ahead and throw that on the stove, let that start melting. Don't tell the government I got a gas-powered stove. And this is theoretically what you're going to be doing. You're just going to be spinning it. And you can see inside, it's moving the butter around. So even without the kernels in there, it's still, I don't know why that made me think of KFC. But it's going to spin around. And you can see that there's a high spot in the middle. That's kind of interesting that the butter is not reaching the middle. But once the rest of the butter melts down, the whole bottom will be coated in butter. But it'll get the job done for now. So we'll let that sit for a minute. Normally I would just eyeball it, how much kernels I put in there. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to put in a half a cup so we know how much we put in there. And the butter is almost melted. You can also use like organic coconut oil, but obviously using butter is going to taste more fun. It's going to take a little bit for those to start popping. And you probably should put the salt on afterwards. I don't know if it's a good idea to put it on in the beginning, but I just like dumping in the bottom and let it all mix together. I feel like it kind of makes every kernel be a little bit salty, and obviously having the kernels bathe in butter is going to make all the kernels nice and buttery. You want to come in here and see what it looks like, spinning all the kernels around. And some kernels aren't really getting moved around, and it's fine because once it starts popping, the kernels that weren't moving are going to be much bigger and they'll move just fine. Having this stir though, I can already tell I'm braver at having the fire up at a hotter temperature, where before I'd have it at a lower temperature because I'm sitting there shaking it. So this is kind of cool. Once it starts popping though, I'll probably shut the door just to keep them from flying out across the room and burning out someone's eyeball. I guess we could also compare, so they're saying this is basically what you should be putting in there. So you got that much popping oil, the secret little flavoring, and then it's about this much kernel. So it's probably a third or a half a cup. And then since it's starting to pop, we're gonna just keep spinning it. And that keeps the kernels from sitting at the bottom and burning. Each kit, so the kit they give you, it gives you 6 quarts of popcorn, and it says it's a 5.5 ounce kit. I'm not seeing where it says how much popcorn kernels are actually in it. But we'll go ahead and shut the door because it's starting to shoot grease out. And now we just sit here and crank until we don't hear it popping anymore. And then every once in a while I notice like it gets caught on a kernel or something. Just take it and go the other way with it. It's not rocket science. And that's so satisfying, hearing the popcorn pop without having butter splashing you in the eyeballs. And then I have high hopes that it's not going to be burnt either. So there we go, we can hear the popping kind of stopped. So we're gonna move it off the flame, shut the flame off, and then we'll peek in there. Look at that, it's done, it's ready. I got a stainless steel container. Let's bring it back over here to the counter. And we're gonna see, you only got the one snap down here, one snap up here, and one snap there. Let's see if I can dump it without it coming off and making a loud noise and dropping everything everywhere. Wow. So it kind of burnt a little bit on the bottom, not gonna lie. So a couple of them got burnt. But I would say that's like 5% of it is burnt, and I have chickens. So the chickens will eat it. And it could be because I use butter instead of oil for the popping, and then the butter just got too hot and it kind of fell apart. So that could be burnt butter. But let's go ahead and, I'm in the ranch mood tonight. Drizzle some ranch on it. And I should have used a bigger bucket. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Do you know the movie reference? We're gonna need a bigger boat. Tell me in the comments if you know what movie that reference is from. Dash a bit more ranch in it. Honestly, I love butter. I probably could have doubled the amount of butter on it because it looks like it needs more butter, but that's fine. Thankfully, I'm not making a mess. Okay, let's see. Not bad. Definitely needed more butter though. We can cheat. We got some butter salt seasoning here. It's never as good as this stuff. Oh yeah, that's better. Better butter. But probably could have, like, as you hear the pop starting to dissipate, I probably should have pulled it off the fire a little sooner. But first try, and I'd give it a 95%, and I'm pretty sure that's an A. But don't quote me on that. Thanks for watching. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll pin a comment so you can get this if you want to get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. Also, check out crazynate.com if you want to get space popcorn. That's popcorn that is better than normal popcorn. It's candy popcorn, and it's butter, salt, flavored, yummy crunches. It's not going to melt in your hand. It's not going to get all greasy in your hand, but it is going to be a party in your mouth. And then we have other flavors. Like if you like black licorice, we got Pirate's Booty, or we have Blush Bites, and with those on Wednesdays we eat pink. A couple of different flavors out there. Go check them out. Raptor eggs, all sorts of fun candy. If you're not into popcorn, go get the candy. If you're into popcorn, you need to get one of these so you don't have to microwave your popcorn. Throw the microwave away. It's going to kill you. Thanks for watching. You have an awesome day. Bye.